Everyone sees the abs, the dream physique, the confidence. But nobody talks about what's behind the scenes. The system that you don't see. The truth about how guys like Jeff Nippard, Greg O'Gallagher, and all these influencers stay lean all year round while still having a life. Because here's what they won't tell you. It's not just genetics, it's not just motivation, it's definitely not just clean eating and cardio. The reality is they follow a system, a repeatable, dialed-in structure that keeps them lean without burning out, even while working, traveling, and living life however they want. And today, I'm gonna pull back the curtain and show you exactly how they do it. So you can use the same principles to get lean, stay lean, and build a body and life you're actually proud of, even if you tried before and failed. Because here's the truth, if you have the work ethic, the drive, and a vision for the best version of yourself, you're one step away from having the physique everyone breaks their neck to look at. And most importantly, waking up and looking in the mirror each day at a reflection you're actually proud of, at a better version of yourself. So let's break it all down, how these influencers stay lean year round and how you can do it too. Part 1, you need to build a system that fits around your life. The foundation was never about looking good, it's about feeling in control again. Guys like Jake Gyllenhaal and Jason Statham, they didn't start with their dream physiques. They started from square one, just like you and I. At one point, they were also searching for structure, purpose, and a way to finally follow through. They built systems that fit their life, not some crazy crash diet or 75-day challenge. They figured out how to get lean, stay lean, and actually feel proud of who they saw in the mirror without giving up their favorite foods or living in the gym. That's the part no one talks about. It wasn't magic, it wasn't motivation, it was strategy. And that's exactly what you need too. Not another shredded influencer screaming about willpower, but a clear roadmap that gives you the body and confidence you've been chasing without burning you out. Maybe you've already put your all into something. Fitness, your career, maybe a relationship, and it didn't work. So now you're not looking for fucking bullshit. You're looking for answers. What these guys figured out and what I help my clients do is build a system that sneaks within their life. Something you can actually stick with and something that makes progress feel automatic even if you failed before. Because real confidence, it does not come from looking good for the summer. It comes from finally keeping the promises that you made to yourself. So let's build that version of you, the one who doesn't need to keep retrying and the one that actually becomes the proof. Part 2, they built the who for the how to work. Let me explain on that. Let's be honest, it was never just the meal plan, it wasn't the macros, and it definitely wasn't the training split, okay? What made everything click for guys like this, it wasn't a better how. It was that they built a stronger who. Before they had the bodies, the confidence, and years of experience of getting in shape, they built the identity to actually carry it. Now think about it, Jeff Cavaliere became the type of man that always shows up. Not just for a 6-week program, but actually as a lifestyle. He didn't just lift weights, he became someone that didn't need motivation anymore. And Jeff Nippard, he turned into the guy who led others. Not by being perfect, but by being locked in and consistent. He trained like somebody who had already believed in himself. Even Ashton Hall, as raw and chaotic as he seems, he built a mindset that said, this is who I am now and I don't break promises to myself. And that's the real transformation. The physical results only came after the internal shift. Because truthfully, anyone can download a meal plan. Anyone can sign up for a gym. But if you still see yourself as the person who always quits, who tried but nothing ever works for me, who's maybe trying to get back to what he once was, none of it will stick. That's why most people stay stuck in the loop. They try harder strategies when what they really need is a new standard for who they are. And that's what I help my clients do. I help driven individuals become that version of themselves who lives this life by default. Not through guilt, not through hype, but by actually shifting their identity so the structure finally fits. Because when you become the individual who trains, eats, and lives like somebody with high standards, the how starts working like magic. No more starting over, no more relying on motivation, just results that finally feel real. Part 3, they simply become aware of what they're putting in their mouth. Because here's the real shift. It doesn't start with a personal trainer. It doesn't even start in the gym, honestly. It starts with awareness of what you're fucking putting in your mouth. See, the version of you that's confident, lean, and in control, he's not built by accident. He's built with intention, especially with food. Because here's the truth. Most people don't fail from lack of effort. They fail because they're unconscious. They eat healthy, but they have no clue how many calories they're actually consuming. They train hard, but they're still using oils, sauces, and snacks that secretly ruin their progress. And they wonder why nothing's changing, and it's simply because they haven't mastered this one simple habit: paying attention. And that's what dialed in people do. They learn how to keep track. They learn how to swap out little things, like cooking oil for spray oil, sugary snacks for high protein desserts, and low volume foods for ones that actually keep them full and on track. And it's not about obsession, it's just about ownership. Because once you become aware of what's going in your body, you stop trying to get in shape and start living like someone who is. And that shift alone, it changes everything. It's what helped guys like Alex, Hussein, Togi build the physiques that you see online. No extreme diets, no starving themselves. Just systems and awareness that made it easy to stay consistent. And now it's your turn. You don't need a 90-day boot boot camp or some 6 meal a day plan to start. You just need to get honest about what you're consuming and who you want to become. Because when your choices start aligning with the person you say you want to be, that's when the dream body starts to show up in the mirror. In part 4, they prioritize consistency over perfection. Now here's the truth nobody tells you. The people you see online, lean, confident, locked in, as much as it might seem like it, they're not perfect. They just never stop showing up. See, most people fail not because they messed up, but because they expect themselves not to. They eat one bad meal or miss one workout and they throw the whole week away again and again. But the ones who actually make it, they understand something deeper. It's not about being perfect, it's just about being consistent. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chris Bumstead, two of the greatest bodybuilders ever, have had off days. They've skipped workouts. They binged. They've woken up tired and unmotivated. But the difference is they didn't let one bad day rewrite their entire story. They got back on track the next day and the day after that, and that's how they built momentum. That's what separates the man who wants to change from the one who actually does. And that's what you need to lock in if you're gonna get in shape and stay that way. So if you slipped up yesterday, good. Because now you get to prove to yourself that you're no longer the person who gives up. Because real transformation happens when you show up, even when it's not perfect, especially when it's not perfect. That's how the habits start to stick. That's how the identity shift happens. And that's how your body and your mindset start to shift for good. So fuck being perfect. Start being relentlessly consistent, because that's what actually builds a body and a life that you're proud of. So here's the real question. If they did it, why not you? Maybe you've already tried. You've already wanted it bad enough to start maybe more than once. But this time, the difference is you don't need to figure it out alone. You don't need some more motivational quotes, some ChatGPT routine. You need an actual system that's built around you and your life, your goals and your habits. And that's exactly what I do. If you're finally ready to stop starting over, stop letting one bad day erase weeks of progress, and to build a lean, disciplined, and confident version of yourself that you actually respect, then I've got something for you. Link below is the application to work one-on-one with me. I'll make sure that you build a body you're proud of, and most importantly, the identity to keep it for life. No guesswork, no guilt, just a clear plan and real coaching that finally makes it stick. So click the link below to apply. Let's build the version of you that always follows through. I'll see you soon. Like and subscribe too.